Hello, children. Have you eaten your supper this evening? And are you perhaps enjoying a little treat? Chocolate cake, jam sponge, or like myself, a small tincture of laudanum after dinner every night? Perhaps you are. But do you know when enough is enough? We all know that oral pleasures can be moreish, even addictive, so one needs to have a strong will, does one not? Addiction is normally confined to the lower classes, devoid of reasoning power as they are. However, beware, for the disease of addiction can upon occasion fester in the bosom of normal thinking families. This tale is about the power of the will. It tells the story of a young girl by the name of Susan Parks. The Parks family was an ordinary family, perhaps not unlike your own. They were healthy, fit, and interested in outdoor pursuits, for they loved that most noble of English inventions, the bicycle. And like all good English parents, they reared their daughter Susan to believe in the same values.
That's the spirit.
Are you enjoying your salad, Susan?
Must eat your salad, Susan. Must have you fit for that Junior Bicycling Cross-Country Championship Cup. We expect you to win, of course. I was champion for 3 years in a row when I was a gal.
Yes, there was no stopping your mother. A very vibrant young thing. Oh, she couldn't wait to get at it.
Chive, Susan.
I say, Susan, are you getting larger?
Indeed, she was. You see, it is a true lady's duty to remain thin. A fat woman is an ugly woman. There, I've said it. So, Mr. and Mrs. Parks knew they had to do something. There was only one way to unravel the mystery. One Thursday, the intrepid, sporty couple pretended to cycle out on their daily long practice ride, leaving Susan at home on her own. However, this time they did not plan to travel far.
Susan!
Oh, my God!
Yes, some of you may want to scream. You may want to shout. You greedy fat pig! Stop eating so much, you disgust me! Or some other well-aimed abuse. Oh, she didn't even have the decency to make herself sick. You see, Susan did not know when enough was enough. Or if she did know, she just couldn't help herself. She was addicted to sweets. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, no, but yes.
Where did she get these sweets?
She has friends. They come in the night. I don't know. The girl just has no willpower.
Oh, Susan, what are we going to do with you? Give me more sweets!
No, Susan, no. My God, what will they say at the club? We had such plans for you.
Don't care. Must have sweets. She has the strength of the mad.
It's the sweets! It's the sweets!
There was only one place for Susan to go, a very special place. You may have heard of it, children, some of you. It was a place where naughty children are taken when all else fails. A school, a new type of school, which ascribed to all the latest scientific educational methods. Mrs. Rodman's Scientific Academy for girls with delicate problems.
I must say, Mrs. Rodman, this sounds just the place.
I have not failed a girl yet, Mr. Parks.
Well, what about our little girl? She's so weak-willed, and as you can see, rather fat.
Please, sir, do not refer to your lovely daughter in such a derogatory fashion. You should be building up her self-image, helping her to regain her worth as a woman. The weight gain is merely a result of lack of self-will. The child is unable to resist temptation. No blame is attached. Susan simply has an addictive personality. And the more one attempts to bring her out of the addiction, the more she takes comfort from it. Poor sweet child.
So you're saying by getting Susan to exercise, she grows bigger? Modern psychology, it's a marvel.
You can leave little Susan with me now. It's a tough job, but I'm sure we'll win through in the end.
Thank you. Goodbye, Susan. Be good, won't you?
And lose some weight for Christ's sake.
Please,
Sorry.
leave her with me. Cheerio. And don't you worry. Now then, you fat pig.
Oh, a woman after my own heart. I once sent my son Alistair to her. Yes, I know it was an academy for girls, but with my influence. He had a little problem with his pathological terror of spiders. Mrs. Rodman made him eat them twice a day. Now, with the weak-willed Susan, Mrs. Rodman set to work with similar scientific zeal.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Mrs. Rodman used the most modern clinical techniques.
Grass or chocolate, Susan? Grass or chocolate, Susan? Grass or chocolate, Susan?
Mrs. Rodman's diagnosis: Susan's weakness was absolute. Try as she might, Mrs. Rodman simply could not break the girl's addiction to chocolate. And cakes, and sweets, and ice cream. And, oh, I could go on and on and on. So, as a final solution, Mrs. Rodman cut her off from sweets completely. She could not get any. The weeks went by, but far from curing Susan, her need increased. Unfortunately, it appeared the only way Susan would be able to get more of her treats was to lose the craving to want them. The agony of sweet withdrawal drove the greedy girl out of her mind. And in this, a solution, quite unexpected, presented itself.
Sweets.
Sweets.
Who's there?
All sorts, Susan dear.
All sorts.
And toffee. Lovely sticky toffee.
Yes.
But you can't have this. No.
Please.
Never again.
Bye-bye. Don't go, I'll die.
There's only one way to have us again, Piglet.
What? What must I do?
She won't do it. She won't manage.
Hasn't got the stomach for it.
I have got the stomach. I'll do anything. What do I need?
Willpower, my little gut bucket.
Willpower, Piglet. Fool, nasty Mrs. Rodman.
Willpower. Pretend to give us up. No more sweets.
Yes. Pretend. Now come here. I'm going to eat you. Pretend.
Better, Susan. Much better. Cigarette?
I wonder.
Grass or chocolate, Susan?
Susan had done it. You see, she did have willpower after all. Those past few weeks had been agony. Many times she had thought she would be able to bear no more. But all the time, in her mind, she had kept a picture. A big sweet waiting to be eaten. You see, Susan's father was wrong. She did have willpower. She had the will to remain addicted to sweets. And now all that remained was to leave Mrs. Rodman's academy and get back out into the wide confectionery-filled world. That was all she had to do. Just leave.
Well done, Susan. I have never failed a girl yet, but with you I was beginning to wonder.
Thank you, Mrs. Rodman.
Thank heaven we got rid of that nasty sweet habit. I like to think I know a girl, Susan. And I'm glad to say I think we can let you go back home. But no naughty sweets now.
No, Mrs. Rodman.
I'll just get the certificate then. Won't be a moment. Well done, Susan. You may go. Here is your certificate. Now turn left, and the exit is at the top of the stairs. Once again, well done.
Thank you, Mrs. Rodman.
I wouldn't do that. Sweets.
Lovely, sticky, toffee.
Sweets.
Nasty, Mrs. Rodman.
Gut bucket. Oh, poor little Susan. So near, and yet so far. It was just one sweet too many. And the moral of this tale? Dedication. 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 That's what you need. If you want to be the best, if you want to beat the rest, dedication is what you need. Good night.